Once upon a time in a faraway land, there lived a beautiful princess. She had special powers and could change her looks as well as anything else. She had long flowing hair as golden as the sun, a nose as straight as a carrot, and lips as red as a cherry. But most of all, she had the kindest heart in the whole wide world. One day while strolling through the palace gardens, the princess sat down on a nearby unicorn. She had never ridden a unicorn before and didn't know that unicorns could be a little bit dangerous. The unicorn suddenly reared up, startling the princess, who fell off its back and landed right into a soft, fluffy cloud. Thank goodness the soft, fluffy clouds caught her. She decided to walk with the unicorn instead of riding it. Its coat was as white as snow, its mane and tail flowed like silk, and its horn glittered like a diamond in the sunlight. The princess had never seen such a beautiful creature before. "Hello," said the princess timidly. The princess said to the unicorn, "Would you please help me? I need to get back home." The unicorn looked up from its grazing and replied in a gentle voice, "Of course, little princess. Hop on my back and I will take you home." And so the princess climbed onto the unicorn's back and held onto its flowing mane as they raced through the forest. They were almost home when suddenly a handsome prince appeared in front of them. He was tall and dashing with a playful smile and eyes that twinkled like stars. "Why are you riding a unicorn, princess?" he asked with a hint of amusement in his voice. The princess was shocked. "He could change his looks too. I got lost and it was kind enough to offer me a ride home," replied the princess, blushing. "So you can change your looks too?" asked the princess. The prince laughed and said, "Yes, I can, because we are related. Don't worry, princess. I'll take you home the rest of the way." And with that, he offered her his hand and led her to a nearby unicorn. As they rode side by side, the prince and the princess talked for hours. They discussed their favorite foods, their dreams for the future, and all the magical creatures they had seen on their adventures. By the time they arrived at the palace, the sun was setting and the sky was filled with beautiful colors. When the princess's parents saw her return, they were overjoyed. They thanked the prince and the unicorn for helping their daughter and invited them both to stay for dinner. From that day on, the princess and the prince became the best of friends. They shared a love for adventure, a passion for justice, and a kindness for all living things. As for the unicorn, it continued to roam the forests, bringing happiness and magic to all who knew it. Story number 2. Once upon a time in a faraway land, there lived a beautiful princess. She had a big, beautiful heart and she loved all the people in her kingdom. She also loved animals, especially horses. Every day she would ride her horse named Star Swish through the kingdom, waving to all the people and feeding Star Swish apples from her basket. One day, while riding through the forest, Princess Star Swish saw a magnificent unicorn. Its horn was the color of sunshine and its fur sparkled like 1,000 stars. The unicorn was trapped in a hunter's net. So the princess got off her horse, walked up to the unicorn and said, "Don't be afraid. I'll help you." She spent a long time untangling the net, and when she finally did, the unicorn was so grateful that it rubbed its head against her shoulder. The unicorn could change its looks too. The princess named the unicorn Sparkles and they became the best of friends. They played hide and seek in the forest and Sparkles even let the princess ride on its back. The princess and the unicorn raced through the meadows, feeling the wind in their hair and the sun on their faces. It was the happiest day of the princess's life. But suddenly, a dark cloud appeared in the sky and a strong wind began to blow. The princess and Unicorn Sparkles looked up and saw a terrible storm coming. "Oh, no!" cried the princess. "My horse, Star Swish, is scared of thunder and lightning. We have to get the princess to the castle before the storm arrives." The princess and Sparkles raced back to the castle as fast as they could. But just as they got there, the first clap of thunder echoed through the sky. The unicorn Star Swish reared back in fear, but the princess held on tight. The princess was so scared that she closed her eyes, and when she opened them again, she saw something that made her gasp. In front of her, blocking Star Swish's path, was a huge knight in shining armor. His sword was drawn and his shield was raised. "Who are you?" the princess shouted over the roar of the thunder. "And why are you blocking our way?" "I am Sir Gideon," the knight replied, "and I am here to protect you, princess." He lowered his shield and gestured with his sword for her to pass. "Thank you, Sir Gideon," the princess said. "You are a true hero." As the princess and her two horses entered the castle, the storm outside seemed to disappear. The sun came out from behind the clouds and shone brightly, making a beautiful rainbow. The princess smiled. She knew that even though the storm had been scary, it had brought her a true friend, a brave knight who would protect her, and a magnificent unicorn who would be by her side forever. If you enjoyed this cute, adorable bedtime story, please subscribe to my channel to stay tuned for more great bedtime stories for your little ones.